Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be myths on offering good customer service, why some people struggle to do it. This is actually going to be an interesting video for some people out there, I really believe, because it's really interesting to me. As you all know, I work with a lot of different people on a daily basis, and these are comments that I've gotten back when I've asked questions in regards to people's customer service style. If you've been following this channel, if you've listened to any of my podcasts on the Brittany Bundles podcast, if you have watched any of my videos here in my business playlist right here on YouTube under Brittany Bundles, then you know that I am, I like to look at business as an overall foundational task. I don't like to choose a specific number to aim at. When you're just looking at getting started in business, it's great to have goals, but it's better, in my opinion, to have the right action steps, the right behaviors, because those produce the results that you're needing to reach your goals. So with that being said, when I see people that are interested in growing their business, gaining more sales, but the actions don't correlate with what they're wanting to receive for their end result or for their goal, it has me curious. And some of the curiosity comes from wanting to know, me being intrigued and wanting to know more about different business practices, right? So just because a tactic or a technique may not be something that I advocate or I use doesn't mean it's not effective. And so I want to understand how this specific tactic is working for others, why they decided to use it, what challenges are they facing, and things like that, so that we can come together and create a tailored action plan that's going to actually put their business in the place that they want it to be in, and a lot of times exceed what they anticipated for their business goals as well. So with that being said, I have worked with different entrepreneurs. I've worked with different corporate employees in different jobs that I've had. And, everyone has a different way of how they communicate with people and how they achieve their goals. But I do strongly believe that if you follow the right action steps, if you stay, fundamentally based and guided, and if you are operating in integrity, you're constantly pushing yourself to learn more, you're treating people the right way, you're building relationships, you're making sure that you're maximizing with every opportunity that you come into contact with people. You're asking the right open-ended questions. You're solving issues. You're solving problems that sometimes potential customers or customers and clients may not even know that's there. You're keeping your professionalism. All of those things are going to help push your business in the right direction. So I'm going to go over some common myths in regards to providing good customer service, why some people don't, what I think about them, and the myths that I'm going to go over again are all statements that I've gotten back from people that I have worked with. So if you are interested, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into it. So the first point that I want to go over is it takes more energy to be nice. I kid you not, I've heard this. So when working with people and I hear people being rude, and it's not even like, how some people can be rude, but they really don't, you don't get the feeling that they intended on being rude. Like they're rude, but their intentions may be good. I didn't get that feeling. I really felt like it was just blatantly rude. And so I asked questions. Now, of course, I have a different approach when I'm working with people, to not just say, hey, you're rude, or hey, I don't like how you said this. But again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I try to understand the why behind these methods. Someone's like, hey, I'm wanting to be able to build better relationships with my customers or clients. And then I hear a conversation, or I see a transcript of a conversation, or like an email thread, and I could see that they're very, aggressive with their customer. They're rude. They're not showing any empathy. It may, prompt me to ask, explain a little bit. Tell me why you react like this or you respond like this. And so I've gotten the response of, it takes more energy to be nice. And I want to talk about that for a little bit if you are feeling that way too. If a customer is reaching out to you via chat, or if a customer is reaching out to you multiple times via DM, and you get frustrated with that customer, maybe you're frustrated because they've reached out multiple times and they haven't purchased. Maybe you're frustrated because something earlier happened in your day that has nothing to do with them, but um, they're getting the effect of what happened to you. Maybe you're frustrated because you're tired. You know, maybe you're frustrated because you're not reaching your business goals and you don't feel like they're going to put you in that position to reach your goal. You know, one thing interesting, I actually learned this at church this this past Sunday, and the pastor mentioned, he was talking about, and I'm not going to get too deep into it in this video, but he was talking about different kingdoms, okay, and how none of the kingdoms here on earth have any power, not even close to the power of the kingdom of God. And he was explaining how the most popular kingdom to serve, not the right, the popular, is the kingdom of me, where you serve yourself, you know. And in the kingdom of me, you look at people as either opportunities or objects. Okay, so either you're looking at someone as only a resource or only an opportunity to get you what you want, or you're looking at them as an object that's in your way. And so I really thought about that, and that made me think about this conversation that I had with this individual when we were talking about customer service. And you know, when I got the response, it takes more energy to be nice. I really thought about that, and I said that's a perfect example of what the pastor was illustrating. I have some examples in my life too, where I have looked, and maybe I have been where I've looked at back at myself and back at interactions, and I said, wow, I was really short with this person. There was actually someone on the phone, nothing to do with my business, but I called them. It was like for personal customer service, and I could tell that I was short over the phone, and I actually had to call them back and apologize for being short because it didn't sit right with me. And so when you start to look at things and you start to uh, be able to identify and um, be open to addressing certain issues that you may have that contribute to your business and every other aspect of life, you may notice that your goals aren't coming, or you're not meeting your goals, and your um, business isn't doing what you want it to do because we're having an impact that's causing it not to. And it's hard to swallow the pill of, I'm doing something wrong, right? But if you look at business and you understand that a lot of it is based on your relationships with people, then you may look at it a little bit differently. So when you're thinking to yourself, it takes more energy to be nice, even if that's true, it's necessary. It has so many benefits to your business and to that relationship that are going to outweigh a couple more minutes that you may spend in that interaction being nice. And I also want to put this out there. In my experience, it takes less energy to be nice, meaning I've seen people scream at people in customer service um, when they shouldn't have. I've seen people go back and forth into different debates and arguments where neither party got what they were wanting, and they were going back and forth, wasting time. And I say wasting time because there was no meeting of the minds for a while. And so you have to look at the excuses and the reasons that we're giving ourselves as to why we're not being our best in business, because our best is not stooping down to someone else's level, so to speak. If someone is being rude to us, it's not our being our best by reciprocating that rudeness. So it's always best to lead by example. When you put yourself in an entrepreneurial field, you're looking at a leadership role. And so it's always best to demonstrate in a leadership role how things should be. And it's always best to operate in integrity. So, no, in my opinion, it does not take more energy to be nice. But even if it did, Is it not worth the additional energy or time to ensure that you're satisfying or overly satisfying the person you're working with? And then in return, they remember that interaction. They have a higher chance of coming back to purchase from you. They have a higher chance of coming to you for assistance or to help solve another issue or problem. They have a higher chance of referring people to you. And that's going to strengthen the relationship and more than likely enrich your business versus not being nice because it takes a few extra seconds in your mind, or not being nice because you don't feel like they deserve it. The next myth that I want to go over is people tend to do what you want when you are aggressive. And let me explain this too. I've worked in different sales fields where I have heard that analogy, and people really do believe that. And I've worked with different entrepreneurs that have this type of thought process as well. You know, if they're not going to buy, I'm going to put urgency under it, and I'm going to tell them, hey, you buy now, or you don't have to worry about calling me back again. I want serious inquiries. Now, I do talk about the importance of creating a sense of urgency with your sales, especially when I started talking about Black Friday strategies, different sales techniques. A sense of urgency can definitely help with pushing someone to purchase sooner than they would than they were anticipating purchasing, right? However, there's a way to do things and there's a way not to. There's a right and a wrong way. And I'm not here to tell you what way you have to run your business. It's completely up to you. But I do think this is a myth because I don't believe that you have to be aggressive in order to get sales. Now, aggressive doesn't always have to be in a negative context. You can be aggressive with marketing, you can be aggressive with promoting, but the aggression that I'm talking about is being like the example I gave you, being aggressive in the way of, you're teetering on that root line again. Hey, you're going to purchase now or not? And if someone purchases out of that, you're more likely to see buyer's remorse, because there are some people that have a problem with saying no. I used to struggle with saying no too. There are some people that have a problem with not wanting to let someone down. They're people pleasers naturally. So you may have a product that they really don't want to buy right now, but because you're aggressive, they purchase it, but then you notice a chargeback. Or they purchase it, but then you notice you received a bad review. They purchase it, but then you notice they don't ever come back. And so I'm not saying you have to tiptoe in your business and you have to, not voice your concerns and not use your sales tactics, but I am going to challenge you to react in a way that's going to build your business, not in a way that's going to grant you instant gratification and satisfaction and have you moving on right to the next, potential customer, but just taking time to really fill out every interaction. So people, again, the myth was people tend to do what you want when you are aggressive. Even if that's true, which I don't think that you have to be aggressive. I know you don't have to be aggressive in order to get people to support your business or to purchase. Instead of doing that, I would build on the value. So why should they purchase? And not the benefit. The benefits are you can use my extensions for over 12 plus months. So it's a good investment. Um, Also, great quality. My hair is thoroughly inspected. Also, it has a healthy luster. The hair is able to blend in with a lot of different hair textures. So those are examples of the benefits of the hair extensions that I offer through badchickhair.com. But the value is going to be based on what you're looking for. So let's say that you're looking for someone that can get your hair to you in a week. Okay, so the value would be based on what you told me. You're looking to have your hair in a week. I offer delivery options and also shipping where I can have your hair delivered in a matter of 4 days. Okay. So asking those questions, asking those discovery questions, those open-ended questions to figure out what your customer is looking for, building that relationship is going to help you sell them on the value so that you don't have to use any other tactics like aggression or even lean onto the sense of urgency, because you can have a sense of urgency, but if a customer doesn't see the value, that sale may not stick either. You can have a sale and someone may purchase from the sale, and they may purchase because of the sense of urgency you created, but they may also have buyer's remorse, because when they get home after they made the sale and after, their adrenaline goes down and they're actually thinking about what they purchased, they may be sitting back thinking, why did I get this? What is it going to benefit my life? What is the value in this? I really don't even know much about what I purchased. So it's important to take the time to build upon value when you're interacting with your customers. That's going to help you not only sell, but actually sell to the right people, and not just sell to the right people, but have a lot less buyer's remorse when people are interacting with your company. The last myth that I want to go over is people will take your kindness for weakness. I put this under myth, but I don't think this is necessary. I mean, all of these, I understand, I can see where people are coming from. I just don't agree with that being the best mindset or the best way to react in order to build your business. Some people may take your kindness for weakness. And even if that's the case, what does that have to do with you compromising your integrity? There are a lot of people that I feel maybe talking a certain way because I'm keeping my professionalism. May talk this way because they're over the internet. May talk this way because they're over the phone. But even if that's the case, even with my comments on my videos, I feel like a lot of people that leave the negative comments that I have a lot of them flagged. But I go back to some videos and I see some comments and I can tell people are just being, they're wanting to just be rude, or they're wanting to start an argument. And sometimes I think, well, wow, maybe they're doing this because they know that I'm not going to get in the comments and argue back with them, or they know that they're not going to see me in real life. But even if that's the case, what does it matter? And it takes some training and refining in business, and experience, and the willingness to want to be the best you can be, to grow into a place where you don't even care if someone is viewing your kindness as weakness. All you care about is how you're treating others. All you care about is how you're representing your business. So does that mean that you have to be treated as a doormat? No. Does that mean I'm telling you to allow people to treat you any old kind of way? No. I'm very vocal about setting the right expectation with your business. I've talked about that for years on this channel. Setting the right boundaries. I've talked about that for years on this channel. Making sure that you're looking at your overall business structure. So not just what's going to benefit the customer only, but also what's going to benefit your business as well. How can you grow your business? How can you enrich the customer's relationship with you all? Because it all goes hand in hand. In order to continue to serve the customer, your business still has to be active, right? If you're going to serve them through your business, in order for them to get what they want, you have to build that relationship to know what it is they want and they expect. So it's a lot that's intertwined in operating a successful business. And you need to get all of those cords, plugged in order to have the best experience. Recently, I've been dealing with some car trouble, and there's a spark plug that I need fixed in my car. And I had no idea about, I don't know about fixing cars, or, what cylinder the spark plug goes in or anything like that. But when someone was breaking it down to me, and he said, uh, if you plug in the spark plug to the wrong cylinder, or if you bend a part inside the spark plug, then you can have a lot of issues and may not be able to operate your vehicle. And so that just explained that there's a lot of intricate parts. Like when the hood was popped on my SUV, and I looked inside and I saw all these wires and all these intricate parts and all these plugs. And if you unplug one thing or damage one thing, it can affect the next. And if you don't get this repaired, then it can have an effect on that. It's kind of like our body. If one thing goes wrong and you don't get that addressed, it can have a negative effect on other parts as well. So it's really important to have a full operating body, have a full operating vehicle, have a full operating and functioning business. And in order to do that, we can't focus on just getting sales. We can't focus on just having most of our day back. So I'm going to rush through these transactions and these interactions with people so I can have free time. It's really about taking the time to ensure that everything is handled effectively and efficiently, with empathy, with concern, with respect, and with professionalism, understanding. We want to make sure that we're doing that. And there are going to be some times where you look back on interactions and you may say, I should have reacted differently. And that's one of the ways that you can know that you're growing. But the longer you stay in business, the more interactions you have, the more people you work with, the more chances you have to um, show others how your business operates, how you're going to treat people. And if nothing else, you don't want to be known as the business that just doesn't care. There are companies out here that have great, um, you know, their offices are decked out great. They have a great business slogan. Their design looks great for the business. However, they're not, their customer service is poor. And so people try to stay away from them because of that. You don't want to be that business. So I really hope that this video helped. If anything, gave you some strategies and some things to think about with how we treat people in business, and also some alternative thinking and options if you are thinking, or if you have thought any of these. I put them under myths, but again, I do understand why people, would have those thoughts. And also, even if they're not myths in every scenario, because like I said, people do take your kindness for weak. People do take kindness for weakness sometimes. How you can kind of rise above that and still make sure you're operating through integrity. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I do want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.